Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Wednesday, April the 11th, and welcome to our video commentary. I have a post over at the American Thinker Wednesday morning where I talk about Robert O'Rourke. Some of you in Texas know him as Beto O'Rourke. He is going to be the Democrat running against Senator Cruz in November. Mr. O'Rourke won his primary about a month or so ago when he defeated a couple of other people in the primary. So he's now going to be the Democrat running against Senator Cruz. And what I find interesting about Senator or Mr. O'Rourke, who wants to be Senator of Texas, what I find interesting about what he's doing is the kind of campaign that he seems to be running so far. You know, if you're going to win in Texas as a Democrat, and no Democrat has won in Texas for over 20 years, one would think that you would move to the center and try to appeal to a more centrist coalition here in Texas. But that's not what Mr. O'Rourke is doing. He's actually running a very liberal campaign. For example, the other day he said that he wants to ban AR-15s and he doesn't care what the NRA thinks. Well, that's a cute remark. It'll win you probably a lot of praise and applause in certain parts of the country, but that's no way to win in Texas. I mean, if you have to run in the entire state of Texas, running against the NRA or banning AR-15s is probably not a very smart thing to do. The other interesting thing that he's doing, and a few days ago he was being interviewed on the radio, and he says that he would have voted for impeachment if impeachment came up in the House, that is, impeachment of President Trump. When the radio host asked him, well, on what grounds, he couldn't really think of a specific misdemeanor or high crime that President Trump had committed, but he did say that the reason he didn't support or he didn't think it was realistic is because he didn't think the political atmosphere was ripe at the moment for impeaching President Trump. I guess he means by that the Republican majority is never going to go along with it. I guess that's what he means by that. But then he says he may look at it in the Senate if he's elected in November. And again, what I find so interesting about Mr. O'Rourke is that he seems to be doing the contrary of what you would expect from a Democrat to do in Texas. If you're running as a Democrat in Texas, remember, when you run for the U.S. Senate, you're not just running in a district, you're running in the entire state. And when you're running against a man like Senator Cruz, who's pretty popular here in Texas, he's not extremely popular, but he's popular enough to get reelected. You would think that you would try to compete with Senator Cruz for some of that middle votes or centrist type votes instead of going way to the left and running exactly to the opposite of Senator Cruz on everything. So you have to wonder why he's doing this. Why is he running a campaign that seems to be better suited, let's say, for California than for Texas? And I think, again, we don't know. I cannot get into his mind. But I get the feeling that he already knows he's going to lose. And he's kind of running a campaign where he tries to maximize his liberal position so that he can go down as a super liberal and then prepare himself for a future run here in Texas, either as governor in 2022 when we could have an open seat, or maybe he is positioning himself to be a spokesman or a leader within the National Democrat Party. But whatever he's doing so far is not making him electable in Texas. And that's why there's got to be a different reason. There's got to be a different motive why he's out there, again, running for the U.S. Senate as if he was running in California rather than Texas. So again, I don't know the reasons. I'm hoping that maybe I can interview Senator or Representative O'Rourke, who wants to be Senator O'Rourke. Maybe I can interview him in my podcast sometime this year. I'm certainly going to try to. But at the moment, he doesn't seem to be doing anything that will make him more electable in Texas. On the contrary, he seems to be doing things that will make him a bigger loser in Texas, that is, in terms of numbers. So we will see. We will see where it goes, but it's just fascinating. I'm totally surprised by the type of campaign he's running so far because it doesn't look to me like he's running a campaign to win in Texas in 2018. Looks to me like he's running a campaign for something later, either in Texas or on a national scale. We have all of these videos over at YouTube. We have them on my Twitter, and we also have them on my blog. Have a wonderful day, everybody. We'll talk to you later.